YouTube. This your girl Diva on the Move. So today I'm coming to you. I'm gonna make a rum cake. This is one of my specialties that I make all the time when we having a gathering at the house. So today I'm gonna make a just a simple rum cake with a twist. And my ingredients that I'm using today is gonna be some milk, some butter, some eggs, some rum, yellow cake mix. I got my pecans on deck. I got some vanilla jello, and also I add a little cake flour to my regular cake mix. So we're gonna get right into it, and gonna go ahead and start my dry ingredients, which is gonna be the yellow cake mix. I really don't measure anything, so I guess that's one of my specialties, one of my keys. So I'm gonna add about a cup and a half of this yellow cake mix, due to the fact that I add jello to it, so, and the amount of rum that I add to my cake mix. So then I'm gonna add my box. This is the big box of vanilla jello. So we're gonna put that in there, and the jello, actually jello along with the butter makes the cake really moist, and gives it just a little hint of vanilla flavor. You don't want too much, so that's why I said this is a simple rum cake. So on top of that, I'm gonna add my eggs. I got 3 eggs. So I'm gonna crack my eggs open up in here. I'm all over the place. So normally for this recipe, it calls for water, but we're not gonna add water. I'm gonna add my butter, which is a whole stick of butter. We're not gonna add water because we're gonna add a little milk, and we're gonna add extra rum. So we don't need the water. So we're gonna add probably about just over half a cup of milk, just to give it a little more moisture. And then we're also gonna add our rum, our fine Jamaican rum. That was 1 cup. Because my husband likes his rum cake to taste like actual rum, like it's supposed to. We're gonna add about another half a cup to 2 inside our mixture. We're just gonna do a half a cup. Due to the fact that my rum glaze is made with rum, and it'll actually soak up some more rum inside the cake while it's sitting after I take it out the oven. So there we go with our ingredients. This is my first time, no, actually this is my second time working this mixer that I got for Christmas, because I only get appliances for Christmas. So it's one of my appliances that I received for Christmas. I don't get all the other luxury stuff that the other women get. So all right, then we're gonna go ahead and mix up our mixture. I'm gonna start it on low. I'll let that mix up for a little bit. So while that's mixing up, I'm gonna go ahead and get my bundt cake. Grease that thing up so you know, it won't stick at the bottom. Spread it down real good. At the bottom of my bundt pan, I'm going to add my pecans. I don't eat rum cake, but I've been told the pecans is the best. So the key to my very dense and moist rum cake is I like to have a little lump, some little lumps in it, and I like to let it sit for about 5 minutes before I pour it inside. We'll set our oven for 325. So once my oven gets set, and the reason why I set my oven after I mix my cake, that gives me my little 5-minute grace period on pouring it in the pan and putting it in the oven. So, and that's not the timer for the cake. That's actually the timer for, got something special for y'all, for the smothered pork chops that I just did. That's ready to come out. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll pull these bad boys out of here. Go ahead and set them up there. So, I actually cooked some smoked pork chops for dinner. So, got that going on. I won't forget. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my batter in the pan. You're gonna pour it evenly around, and the reason why I said wait about 5 minutes, because see how the batter kind of thickened up itself waiting versus me pouring it right in straight from after mixing. You have a simple rum cake. So stay tuned for the finish. So I'm gonna check to make sure that it got done all the way through. And on top of that, and doing that, because I'm going to add my glaze to it, a skewer that you make kebabs with. And I'm just going to put a whole bunch of holes in the top of my cake. As you can see, it did get done all the way through. So you say, hey, why are you putting all them holes in the cake? Well, when I pour my glaze over it, the glaze is going to actually go again in the holes. Like I said before, this is a simple recipe, so it calls for a simple glaze. So on the glaze, I'm going to use a half a stick of butter. Had that going for a minute, so it won't take forever. Half a stick of butter, your sugar. Use a cup of sugar, like it's sweet. Go ahead and let that sugar caramelize with that butter. Do a little at a time so it don't be all clumped up together. Add a little more. Right from there, I'm going to add my rum. Like I said, I don't measure anything. So I'm going to add, maybe it's going to be about a cup of rum. Maybe a little more than a cup. And then I'm going to add the rest of my sugar. So there you go. You got your rum, your sugar, and you let it cook up a little bit. Let it come to just a little boil. Not too much. Don't let it, because it will bubble up, come out the pot. And then from there, I'm going to pour this over that rum cake. From there, I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes. Let it soak all up in there. Let the bottom soak up. Bring it back out the oven. Let it cool off for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to put it on my cake dish. And the reason why I don't want it to be too cool when I put it on the cake dish is because I want this sauce that's going to wind up being at the bottom of this pan. I want it to be on the top of the cake versus just soaking up on the bottom of it. So when I flip it over, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see the after product. Go ahead and just pour, slowly pour it while it's hot. That glaze over that cake real good. So I'll put that back in there. Set
Alexa.
timer for 5 minutes. Let that set for about 5 more minutes in the
5
oven.
minutes. Starting now.
And I'll bring it back out. Ready?
Yeah.
Step of the rum cake is to go ahead and pour your last little bit of glaze that was left over from earlier onto your cake. See, it's nice and hot. That way it's color. So the glaze is going to wind up thickening up at the bottom. So when they eat it, they can dip it. Alright, so there you have it. My simple rum cake. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And again, y'all, what's cracking, y'all? Holla.